I'll just knock.
Sir, what can I do for you?
I've heard your former waiter Jacques had an accident, and I was wondering if I might be just right to replace him.
Jacques, yes, he was my most talented waiter. It is a shame he had to end up like this. Well, there are surely some references you can tell me about.
Sure, I used to work at Lefty's Bar all the time in college. I was very popular.
Les Appetis. Brilliant, monsieur. So please show me how to balance a tray. Will you show me how? How dare you take me for a fool like this? Don't you ever knock on this door ever again.
Bottom-feeding reporter causes high society waiter to blow his top. I guess the waiter is still cleaning up. Bonjour, monsieur. Lovely summer evening, isn't it? Would I be too forward in asking you to join me for a bottle of Chateau Brisant 96?
Oui, with pleasure. This clearly underlines your seamlessly good manners.
Well, thank you. My parents prided themselves on teaching me good manners.
As you give me the impression of having extraordinary, exquisite tastes. You may please agree on helping me with my decision.
It would be an honor. I hear the pike is extremely good. They come from the lovely Scottish lakes, so they can enjoy the company of other pikes, if you get my meaning. That long swim makes them exceptionally tender and healthful. Ergo, I recommend la soupe de grand brochet.
Oh, I know so well you'd know what to recommend. What a marvelous proposal. Soupe de grand brochet.
Would you mind ever so much if I left now? My chauffeur is waiting to take me to a gala in Versailles I simply cannot miss.
Yes, of course, even though it was a bit of a pity to outwit such a well-educated conversation partner henceforth. But I am already sensing the odor of the soupe de grand brochet in my nostrils.
I'm going to tell the waiter about your order, and may you enjoy your exquisite meal. Bon appétit.
Thank you very much, most amicably.
I'm sure this'll suit me. And how does it look? There, monsieur, your soup. Bon appétit.
Ah oui, thank you very much.
I better get out of here. Once he realizes what that bowl is, that waiter's going to be in deep merde. Let's see if I'm right.
Yeah, there is an air in the soup. And what sort of plate is that? Does it happen to be a chambre pot?
Ah, he found the hair. And now he's standing up and going to the waiter. Oh, that's... what do I keep getting into? Not too bad, huh?
I've witnessed your impressive performance, Mr.
McKracken. Zachary McKracken.
What a most nifty way of solving that puzzle, Mr. McKracken. As you previously guessed correctly, I actually am Dr. Julio Levy, professor of neurobiology and botany. So if you wish to ask me some questions, I'm fully at your disposal.
What are you currently researching?
At the moment, I'm doing research on this marvelous starfish blueberry soup. I can tell you it will be a true figurehead of French cooking.
That really sounds delicious.
Point taken. That aside, I'm really happy that this fine day lacks the disagreeable component of footing the bill.
Can you explain why my tomatoes keep shriveling up this year?
Well, look, if you live in a big city, your tomatoes may lack a sufficiently rich medium.
I've just returned from an expedition in New Mexico. I was the eyewitness to a most peculiar floristic phenomenon there.
That sounds interesting indeed. Tell me more.
Well, I was looking for your fellow scientists who mysteriously disappeared, and while I was exploring a deep pit there, a giant plant suddenly shot up trying to eat me. Inside the plant's head, I found the two archaeologists, who told me where to find you.
In the past, it often happened that a plant will develop excessive growth. But this even clearly exceeds anything that has happened to date.
Exactly. It's almost as if this plant was a man-eater. Pretty gruesome.
Together with a colleague of mine, I've discovered some new approaches which will grant quick growth to plants. Back then, we experimented with a lot of different methods of biological stimulation. There was our first success when we tried to talk to the plants. We found out that they will react on a clearly definable frequency and pulse range, which, by use of the mere human vocal cords, are only reproducible in a rather inexact way. And furthermore, these sounds will range merely in lower frequency spectra anyway. Those chemical, run-of-the-mill fertilizers never did have the desired effect. They will only be of use as a long-lasting nutrition source for the plants. However, a bit later we did some research on an innovative technical development, which allowed us to influence their growth by high-frequency radiation, and eventually, we were even capable of gaining control over the plant's self-determination. Unfortunately, though, our project was terminated right before the anticipated breakthrough.
Whoa, most interesting.
Well, I've done much more research on other subjects. Do you want to hear about them too?
Listen, I'd love to stay and hear more of your, enthralling stories. But right now I'm mostly interested in these giant plants. So why did your project get cancelled?
Well, that is a rather peculiar story. Some horticultural club is alleged to have attempted to bring our experiments to trial. The attorney even prohibited us from continuing our experiments henceforth. Then he confiscated our research materials and eventually forced us to cancel the project.
What club was that?
I can only faintly remember its name. It was a group unknown to me before. It was called Canonical Peace or something, from a town somewhere out in Switzerland.
Why did they accuse you guys?
Well, they allege that we did not provide the conditions appropriate for cultivating this type of plant. They also complain about our security concerns not being high enough. Well, as I said, they were waving the written verdict right in our faces, and when they left, they took all our research equipment from us. It was most frustrating.
What happened to your colleague?
Well, the verdict hit him real hard. Nor will he ever participate in another upcoming scientific project, he insisted. He also was sure that a conspiracy was responsible for the accusations in court. Meanwhile, he is actively pursuing his hobby, which is fishing. If you want to see him about that matter, you can go and meet him in Coventry, Scotland.
I should pay a visit to Scotland. There's a good chance the scientists there will have more information for me. So, what are the projects you're actively working on?
Well, since our ambitious project was canned, my interest in biological science has come to an end.
And that means...
Well, it means that I spent a long time testing what way you can make a good living. Spending the least possible amount of money.
So you're unemployed?
Hell yeah! That accursed social system again. For years and years, I've been doing research for man's benefit, and where's my thank you now? Not even a thank you.
I'm sorry to hear that, but I'd thank you to stay on topic.
Bien sûr, I beg for your pardon.
I beg your pardon. I've got to go.
Au revoir.
Yes, back to that wonderful air service. Well, where do we want to go this time? Scotland is waiting for me.
Attention passengers, this is your captain speaking. Unfortunately, I must inform you that our plane has drifted far from our planned route because of a malfunction of the navigational system. As we are low on fuel and struggling with strong turbulence, I'm afraid that we must make an emergency landing. Please stay calm, remain in your seats, and buckle up. There is absolutely nothing to be worried about. If we should survive the after landing, our technicians will immediately repair any damage. Because of our staff shortage, one of the passengers will have to search the area for fuel. We will decide who will go by drawing lots. As it is very cold outside, the brave volunteer will of course receive one complimentary hot beverage. I will inform you when we begin our final descent. Oh my God, we're out of fuel. We have to land immediately.
Jeez, my worst nightmare. Thanks to some major turbine damage, my plane made a forced landing. And by that, I mean landing out in the middle of nowhere. I think this is the North Pole. And to make things even worse, if I don't find some jet fuel, I won't be able to get out of here. That hot coffee should be able to warm me up a bit. Now I'm not freezing anymore. Let's go. Good idea. I could use those skis as a footbridge. That'd be pointless. That's an interesting idea, but so is the Kama Sutra, and I'm not trying anything from that either. This doesn't help me in any way. I'll keep the coffee dregs. I might need them. I'll keep the coffee dregs. I might need them. I'll keep the coffee dregs. I might need them. Hey, buddy. How are things? Whoops. I broke him. Hey, he was sitting on top of something shiny. Jet fuel cans. I've been looking all day for these. Nothing's gonna stop my world trip now. Hot coffee should be reserved for the proper situation.